All right, welcome. It is Wednesday. Good to have you guys on here. Let me make sure I've got all the different screens open, working, ready to go. Glad to have you guys here. So, thanks for joining me. Make sure I've got both screens going at the same time here. Make sure that all the programs are working. All right, we got that one going. Let's check the other one. Looks like that one is going as well. So thank you for joining me. I'm excited to share this with you guys. I saw the team got the newsletter out, and I looked at the videos, and just we're really trying to pack a lot of information for you guys. And so, as you're coming in, let me start admitting the different people as they come on. As you start to come on, just make sure that you're introducing yourself. Tell me where you're calling from. Love to hear your questions, and I'm going to kind of go through what I went through on the videos. And so I'm gonna start sharing my screens here on the different platforms. But it's really been exciting as we've started to see the growth in our different platforms, and we've spent so much time in recent years on Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram. But what we have found is uh, we're also spending lots of money on those platforms. And when you spend money, you're always trying to look for better ways to be able to create leads and to be able to really take advantage of organic growth, user generated content. And we are kind of forced into this because we are getting so many different leads from Instagram and Facebook. It became pretty easy to be complacent with some of our posting that we were doing in some of the other areas. So, just as a background, I'm going to open up another window here, but please, as you're coming on, let me know where you're calling from. Great to have you guys. Like I said, I've got multiple platforms going, so I'm going to do my best to answer any of the questions that are coming in and make sure that I'm helping you understand how you can take advantage of this. Right here on my conversations, you can see I've been spending a bunch of time with a program and really a strategy that's called Reply Guy. And I'm not shy at all at saying that I've had a Twitter, an X account for years, and we would post to it almost every single day. But I'm really excited as you guys are coming on today to be able to show you some of the progress and some of the great things that are happening with as we do this. And every time we create these tools, we want to make them available to you. So once again, as you're coming on, thanks for being here. It's good to have you guys here, and make sure that whoops, pull that off, bring it to a different screen, and just excited to have you here as we go through this, and to be able to answer your questions that you ask. So um, uh, let's see here, answering a couple different texts that are coming in of people with their getting them to be approved to come on. But I'm going to talk to you today a lot about just some of these different strategies and how they're working. So let me go into the right window here, and I just want to show you just really how inept we were. We weren't given a real try with what we were doing. But I enjoy showing you this because there's a lot of you that are in this exact same situation with a lot of your different platforms that you have. So it doesn't matter if you're on, Instagram, trying to get that up and going, and our Instagram count has blown up. Our Facebook, we have a Facebook business page that has like 70,000 people on it, and our Instagram gets hundreds of thousands of accounts per month on it. And so I'm enjoying kind of being at zero. It sounds kind of strange, but I've been enjoying it being at zero. And those of you who are out there, I'm sure there's a lot of you that are starting at zero on a lot of where you're at. So just as a bit of an account overview, you can come in and you can see with me right here, my account, as I go to it, I've only got 1,800 followers, but each time I show you this, it continues to go up and up and up, right? And that's what I want to be able to help you do. And so the videos in the newsletter that came out this week for the AI Power 20, we were talking about developing a brand story that resonates, the first thing. And then we're also talking about how to optimize your online presence. It's really important that you start to get some of these things right in the beginning. This is just the bio that's on Twitter. And then I've got my link here. We're already getting leads from what we're doing. And you can see that we still don't have a lot. Whoops, no, I don't qualify for monetization yet. I say yet because if you follow what we're doing, you're going to see that we will start to do that. But this is a pretty weak account if you look at it. And you look at, and I show this each week, the last couple of weeks, we were posting almost every single day on our X account, but we weren't doing it with real intent, very serious about really growing it. And you always have to learn the different platforms as you get on there. So I want to show you really kind of the system that we're doing over these next couple of weeks, because we're already getting appointments and leads even with an account that only has 1,800 followers on there. But last week it was 1,700, the week before that it was 1,600, so we just continue to go up and up and up. So I like to show this because we weren't doing it with intent, and I would guess most of you are doing your social media without true intent also. And that's what I want to kind of go through with you, is make sure that you understand that if you do it without intent, you're not going to get the results. So you look at this, for example, the follows over time. A lot of these followers would be bots. A lot of these followers would just be like for like. If I didn't like them back or follow them very quickly, they would dump me. But there was almost no growth for all of last year. And our impressions per month were, 500-600 impressions per month, which is nothing. So you're going to see as I continue to progress and give you these, this is just going to continue to go up and up and up. And each one of these breaks that we have is implementing these different systems that the next week, boom, it goes even more. And I even instructed our team today to stop a couple different things because we know they work, and now we're turning them into very, very specific systems, okay? So I want to kind of go through with you some of the different, really what I'm trying to do right here. These are some niche programs that we've created. If you want access to this document, it's yours, okay? It's not yours. I'll give you a read-only version of it, and you have to have a Google account to be able to read it, but almost everybody does. All you got to do is send a message into our team. You can send it to me directly on my social media. You can send it, if you send it to me today, I'm trying to look at too many different screens right now. And so if with my team, if you're interested in this, send a DM to me or reply to us directly on the WhatsApp group and say, I want to have it. But essentially, this is the process that we've gone through that makes it super easy for you to become an authority. And we're already seeing that with just a small amount of followers of 1,800 on X. And like I said, I think that it's actually almost better that I've been doing it within X, because it's not very good. 1,800 followers compared to my other accounts. And then after that, you're going to start to see even my YouTube channel. We're going to be implementing the different things on that. It's all going to go up. One thing that I can tell you with certainty is that when you implement this strategy that I talk about in this niche domination, I can tell you with 100% certainty it works. Absolutely works if you got the guts to implement it. So let me show you right here. This is what I do when I go through what I would call a normal sales call. And like I say, we did this, develop the brand story that resonates. All of this is a part of a bigger picture. What I did this week in discovering your passion. I gave you some prompts that you could use, that if you don't know what to sell, join the club. There's a lot of people that come to us and say, I want to make money online. I just don't know what to do or how to do it. And that's why what we sent out in the newsletter yesterday was discovering your passion, crafting your your UVP, so your unique value proposition, and then I showed you how using some of the 7-day power launch prompts to be able to really hone in on your target market to be able to then sell that product to them. I also showed you a prompt that right here, and I'll just encourage you to take a look at that. But let me go back out into the main one right here. And you can do, so if you just type in high ticket like this, you're going to see, whoops, that's a private one. Discover possible high tickets to sell. This is a really good thing if you don't know what high ticket you want to sell. And I went through that in the newsletter, and I really encourage you to go through that process if you don't know exactly what you're going to sell, because it'll walk you through and talk to you about as you look at what I was doing right here and discovering your talents and your passions. It did a really good job of analyzing me, and then after it analyzed me and my passions, it gave me some very good suggestions on high ticket programs I could sell. Now, these aren't the ones that we're selling because we have a very distinct program that we do. But if you'll follow that newsletter, make sure you look in your inbox. If you don't have it, drop a message in here in Zoom or in GoToWebinar and make sure that you get signed up for it, because every week we're showing you step by step how to do these different programs. And if you're prepared, you can come on and ask me specific questions. But that first video in this week's newsletter, it goes through how to find your passion, and all of those are just right inside of here, inside of the templates. So if you go to type right here, let me get that emptied, and you go into niche domination, discover high ticket products to sell, crafting your unique value proposition, and even this one. I would recommend, even if you know what your product is, that you go through this, uncover your personality traits for success, because it helps you understand a little bit how you communicate with people, and then also some of the different niches that you can go after to be able to do that. So once again, as we go through this, make sure that if you've got questions on anything that I'm sharing, that you ask those, and I'll stop and answer any of those. Thomas just wrote, this is on Bimoto AI. Absolutely. All of these are just the different templates that you guys have access to. So just go into the templates, and right here under niche domination, that's what I spent this week on, to be able to craft my passion, Thomas, to be able to craft my even some ideas on high tickets to sell. So if you're looking for those, just go through that. And the order that I would do it in is I would take this personality test right here, where it just asks you questions. You can afterwards follow it up if you want to with a unique value proposition, or discover high tickets to sell. It's really effective in helping you just kind of think through and do a brainstorm with your buddy here on Bimoto. So just go through it, and I think you'll find it'll be helpful. The other thing that I showed you, and I'm going to explain to you why this is really important when I go through this niche domination on there. The other thing that I put in here, if you go into the bonus, the launches right here, there's also, if you want to, you can go into the Holy Grail product creator. So that's also the type of thing that if you're looking to try to create a product or a service, this is another one that can help you really brainstorm and come up with something that's possibly not even available on the market right now. So take a look at that as well. The other thing you can do is you can search within social media, because I showed that in the training this week on the videos. Go into social media, and inside of that, I crafted all of my important social media bios in one place. This is going to be important as I go through the different steps, because you really have to have the bios properly set up, because if you're driving traffic, you better take advantage of that. And a lot of that has to do with your bio, okay? So those are really the templates that I encourage you to go through this week. If you haven't watched the video, you can just go to my YouTube channel, which is at Jeffery Boyle, spell it correctly, Jeffery Boyle. And you'll see the last two videos where I just walked through what I've been doing to set up my accounts to be able to really start to take it to the next level. So let me show you inside this niche domination. I just got a couple text messages of people who've DM'd me wanting this. We'll make sure that you get access to it. But this is the step-by-step process for you to really be able to take advantage of and grow your market, grow your different your different social media accounts. X just continues to go up for us. But where we're getting a lot of leads right now is the same exact process that I describe in here, but for LinkedIn. I don't recommend that you do, if you're brand new, I don't recommend that you do multiple ones at the same time, but I'm going to show you just an overview of what this niche domination is, how to dominate your niche. This is an extensive document that each step of the way, it gives you take action steps on how to really build out your brand and how to build out your bio. It gives you examples of each one of these, and even can help you create your brand colors, fonts, everything that you need to truly do this. And then the step-by-step that you need to do to be able to develop your brand voice on there. But really, an overview of this process is pretty straightforward. First thing that you have to do, this week we were talking about developing the brand story that resonates. To develop a brand story, first you have to know your niche. That's why I did the video this week on personality test, and also to be able to develop, your unique value proposition. After that, it's a matter of training your avatar, and we've done lots of trainings on that. Let me open up a new one here. So if you go to bimoto.com right here, we put a brand new training your avatar underneath the e-learning to train your avatar right there. Okay, so if you've had trouble training your avatar in the past, you haven't done it, there's just a new one right there that follows the 7-day power launch, and it's a bonus training your avatar. So if you've never done that, go ahead and do that. Then you have to have a content creation. If you want to make a difference, you're going to need to aim for 5 to 10 posts per day if you're on Instagram and X. You don't want to do that many on LinkedIn. But if you're going to be doing 5 to 10 posts per day on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, or X, it's not too much. We've seen that. Your step 4 is to optimize your social media profiles. I showed you that one right here. Search for craft compelling social media bios right there. Okay. And then from there, you start to craft compelling posts. So when we help new clients come on, we do a lot of testing on this one to make sure it feels comfortable. We don't want just content. We want content that resonates. And that's where the training of the Bimoto avatar comes in. From there, we show you how, and I explain this to the different clients that come on, and also what I'm going to be doing step by step, and also what a lot of our past videos, how to use lead magnets to grow your mailing list. So we at this point still have thousands of people on our mailing list because of different lead magnets and different campaigns that we've done. But using the landing page manager on the suite, it's pretty easy to create lead magnets if you're just trying to grow your newsletter to be able to market to people within the newsletter. And we are constantly analyzing as a part of our brand what's working and what's not. And then we are doing more of what's working and less of what's not. And that's what brings me back to this. If you are serious about building X, if you're serious about building LinkedIn, you have to upgrade your account. On X, you've almost got no shot at it, because when we've seen dips, it's when we changed my profile and it took away my blue tick. People instantly stop following you because you're rewarded on X for having verified followers. And if you're not verified, Unless you're a celebrity, unless you have a whole different way of getting people to come to you, it's almost impossible to do it. Plus, right here, this is super valuable information. That tells me in the last 30 days, I've had almost 2,000 people visit my profile. So once again, and I know I'm showing you a lot of different things, that's why it is that I highly recommend that you have an engaging social media bio or profile. And this will help you create something that's very engaging on there. The next step is one-on-one group mentoring. I really hope at the end of this, Angela, I know that you received some questions this week. Be sure you start submitting those to me so I can answer them. But there's lots of questions that you have. We had to figure a lot of this out ourselves, or we also paid tens of thousands of dollars for coaches to help us figure out some of these in the beginning. But that's also what this program is every week, to be able to help you come up with your questions. Scale to high ticket sales. Once again, I go back to my profile here. We do have a high ticket. What's that, Ange?
You want to share your screen?
Oh my goodness, have I not been sharing my screen? I've been sharing it on the other platforms. Are you not seeing it on?
That's true. It is showing on the other
It
one.
it. So are you guys? Man, somebody besides.
There it is.
All right, so uh, let me move this one over. So go to webinar. People were seeing it. Gosh, I'm sorry, I'm juggling a lot of different screens here to be able to do this. But you can see on right here as I go through the different screens on right here on X, I get a lot of profile visits now, and I'm still very much this is a new account. It really isn't a big account, even though I've had it for a long time. But that's also why it's really important that as I go through these different areas of this, man, I'm sorry for everybody on Zoom that wasn't showing this. I saw it was on the go-to webinar, but just make sure that if you're looking for this, just let me know and I can help you walk through it. But the reason why you need to have lead magnets and landing pages is just right here. People are going to be visiting your profile. And if they're visiting your profile and you don't have something there for them uh, to take advantage of, you can see right there, there's my high ticket offer that people can come in. It's really crazy to do all this and to not have something to offer them. Okay. So really try to take advantage of that. And we also talk about how it is to really brand yourself in there. We went with yellow because it works. It's something that draws attention, and even on the smaller one that works. So I just really encourage you to go through these different steps. And as I said, we are constantly monitoring, analyzing, adapting. We have different mentors that we work with, and on the scale, the high ticket sales, I also strongly encourage you to go through that right on here. Let's go back to it. I was showing it on the one page, but not the next. So if you go into the home screen under niche domination, that's discover possible high tickets to sell. Okay. So it's all fairly straightforward once you start to do it, but it's a constant learning and adapting process. And the reason why you need Bimoto to be able to do this is if you really want to grow your X account, you're going to need to tweet 5 to 15 times per day. If you want to grow your Instagram account, minimum 1 to 2 times per day, right? You can do it more than that. LinkedIn, we do it 1, sometimes 2 times per day. Sometimes they're shorter articles, sometimes they're videos, sometimes there are long articles on there. But here is where it's really important that you start to interact with people. And we're going to show you in the next video, the next trainings, how we interact with people using Bimoto. So after you're doing 30, 40, you start to give a brain meld or a brain melt if you don't start to use some of the tools. And we're going to show you how you can engage with hundreds of accounts per month and make it be very valuable feedback that you're providing people. So really that's just kind of the overview of what it is that we've been teaching and what was in this week's newsletter for the AI Power 20. I encourage you to watch those beforehand so you can come with questions, very specific questions on to be able to really help you take your business to the next level. And like I say, anybody who wants it, make sure you send a DM to Angela, reply to the newsletter, or if you're on the WhatsApp group, just send me a DM and we'll make sure we get you a copy of this right here, this niche domination with Bimoto. I think you're going to see if you follow it, you will. I can guarantee you, if you truly follow it, you will see these type of analytics on your new accounts the way that I have. It was an abrupt change of thousands of impressions per day. So you'll even look at it just last week. This one day, we had over 12,000 impressions, 14,000 impressions. And so all of these systems work. The tweet templates work very, very well. And it really puts you in a situation to be able to make it much, much easier. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of go through with those with you guys a little bit. But at this point, love to take any questions that you have as a result of the email that was sent out, the newsletter, or even because I was a dummy and I didn't put in so I've got some people on here on the text message saying, can't see your screens. Well, I'm trying to manage 3 different chats. You guys, unmute yourself and really make sure that you tell me if you can't see these. So, all right. So, all right. Thanks, Ange. So Angela put in one of the email questions from this week from Marco. So why don't you read it, Ange, so it's not just me.
Should I and can I, or how can I, put my personal experiences into my brand story to create genuine connection with the people online that I want to reach out to?
Yeah, so your personal story is actually what makes you unique. Let me go into LinkedIn today, and I'll show you a guy that. Let me get off of this guy. Somebody who reached out to me. It's always nice when people reach out. Let's see if the guy responded to me. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it in there. Well, I don't know if I can find it, but the guy has a ton of people on there that interact with him, and I'll see if I can't find his response on here. I thought it was excellent, and he actually started it right here. I think I'll be able to find it. You can see that I respond to lots of people. Our teams, we're constantly finding the different ways to do it, but people react back to us. So we're constantly interacting. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this particular interaction, but the guy started off right at the beginning, and he said, "I'm going to be vulnerable here," and then he had a long interaction. So you can see that there's possibly inside of here that maybe this is a different guy's response. But yeah, I responded, and then this guy writes back to me. But this guy wrote a fairly long article in there, and I read it, and then I gave him a quick comment on it. And you can see what it's called the reply guy strategy. But a guy before this is answering your question, Angela. The guy before actually wrote that I'm going to be vulnerable and explain some problems that I've had. It blew up. He had thousands and thousands of interactions on that, and so what's important that you understand about that is that it's okay to explain how you're failing, and I actually think it's a good thing to explain when you're failing, because it makes you more relatable. And I think the problem that you have with Instagram, the problem with Facebook, you either have people that are on there just weeping and wailing and just sad and nothing's happy, or you have the people who are living a fake life. Well, there's a lot of struggles, and I think what's really great about your own personal story and your own, even the own problems that you have. So for example, I posted today, I'll show you my post on this. Uh, let's see, it's fine on there. I've got a lot of different ones on there, but what I wrote today is I was I wasn't getting the results that I wanted, and so I just went through my personal journey of what was working for me, and I had three people send me individual messages as a result of it. So where we were going before with my LinkedIn was mostly people from the country of India reaching out to me trying to get me to purchase their programming job. Now what we have is we have a tremendous amount of interaction with people who are who are more in the niche of either customers or colleagues that we can grow each other's business. And you can just see every day now we have massive amounts of interactions with people, and that's what happens when you're just genuine. So hopefully that helps. I strongly recommend that you write about real failures, real successes, real struggles, real triumphs, and that's what makes you more relatable as you start to do this on social. Um, Next one.
That kind of answered the next question. Is there anything that should not be talked about in
Um, I myself, as an example, I'll pull this up. I did a test. I'm going to open up X right here. I did a test and I opened up a second account to see how it would work. That's not on logged on in this one. And it was a political account. And I was very critical on that. I am highly opinionated with my politics, but I found myself going down negativity and I don't like it. I didn't feel good after doing it for a week. I started getting a lot of followers, but it just seemed like a gripe fest. So the question that I would say to you is do what makes you feel happy. And what I wasn't showing on the screen to you guys before was when you're doing your personality traits, when you're doing your unique value proposition. That's why I encourage you to do that. I would never, I'm not a negative person. I'm not a complainer. I don't like that. I didn't like some of the different political things that were going on. But if you look at how it analyzed me, it was very much, when it went through my personality, I'm very much a person that likes to work with other people. I like to work with smart, intelligent people. I like to work. I'm an entrepreneur. This is what it taught me about, it gave me. I'm passionate about launching businesses. I'm pragmatic, so I focus on major details and values, timely decisions over perfection. I like to collaborate. I'm driven by purpose. And my communication is I know where I'm a failure, so I put other people to do it for me. So our team meetings, we've got employees at Bimoto. It's better that I don't lead all of the meetings because I can overpower that. So I like collaboration. So I've fired myself from leading our morning meetings. This was super helpful. It didn't ever say in there you like to combat people politically. It doesn't make me happy. So what I'd say to you is you follow these, if you go through this process and you figure your unique value proposition, and then after that, once again, I'm going to go back into, you just need to type in right here, social media. And under social media, you'll see craft compelling bios. It will walk you through this. And I'd recommend you do it after doing the personality test and after doing your UVP. It will help you create something that represents you. If you're a combative guy, if you're a Rush Limbaugh type of guy, I know he's been dead for a while. People can say, man, he dated Jeff. That shows that he's older. If you're, who are the local guys? If you're gosh, now I'm having a brain fry with this. If you're big into politics, do politics. If you're big into combative politics, do combative politics. I found it made me depressed. So I just shut that other account off and now I focus on happiness and building businesses. So hopefully that answers. Thomas, you wrote process consistency of you, your goals, and your presence. Be genuine. Yep. And if you're a battler, be a battler. If you're a lifter, be a lifter. And that's what you represent yourself in the bio. Okay? Do you want to go to the next one, Ange?
Yeah, so the last one here, Jake from Denver says, how do you create cohesive brand images across profiles on LinkedIn and X, and then suggestions for how we can do that.
Okay, let's do that as well. Once again, I recommend that you do this, and I'm going to show you my output for this for the bios. Every one of them is different. So when you're optimizing your bios, if you follow through with this, you'll see it'll just ask you a bunch of questions. All right, so it asked me questions, and it gave me, I did this after my personality test, but right here it gave me the suggestion on what to put on my bio for Twitter, for X. Okay. And it stayed within the characters used. So every one of them is different. So if you don't know what they are, just go ahead and do this template and it will do it for you. They're all similar, but yet they're all different. So with X, you've got 256 characters. On Instagram, you've got 150 characters. On Facebook, on your personal profile, you have 101. It used all 101 of those characters to give that for me. And on LinkedIn, you have 220 for that main LinkedIn headline. So they're all relatively similar, but they all fit to work within that. Next thing, photos. So you can see on our Twitter, our X, we're pretty similar to what we have on LinkedIn. So let's get into LinkedIn, go to my profile here. Pretty similar. I liked this one better that didn't have the black ring around it. And it was a mistake on how that was uploaded to X. See the black ring on it? But this one actually, I don't mind it now. And I don't want to be down to, I don't want to lose my blue check mark and change it, because on X, if you change it, you could be down for 5 to 6 days, and you do not grow as fast without that blue check. So we're keeping it on there, but it's pretty similar. And if you look at all my different platforms, we're changing all of them to be very similar with that. Some people may have different opinions, but I try to keep my personal brand relatively similar across all the different platforms. So hopefully that helps. Is that all of them?
That is all.
All right. I encourage you to make sure that you have these different this. It's a lot of work to do this. It's an hour to an hour and a half of work per day, but I can tell you it works really, really well. And you can, all I can say is, it's, for me, very encouraging to look at how we're doing this. And it's not just vanity metrics. I don't do business just to feel good about myself. I do business to make money. And that's why, as we go through all of these different steps, we're trying to encourage you not just to be able, and you can make money, by the way. You can make money by being having lots of traffic to your different social media accounts. But even the people who have a ton of traffic still implement these same rules that I'm talking about right here. And Heidi, you're asking me about this. Just send me a DM. Remind me that you'd like to see this. And this is a process. And just in case you're wondering, where did I get this process? From Alex Hormozy. And if you want to know how I did it, I found a 1-hour video of Alex Hormozy. I downloaded, I put captions on it, I turned it into a PDF, and I had Bimoto analyze it and turn it into his system. And his system, it's on, he gives it out free. I just didn't want to have to listen to an entire 1-hour video to do it. He spends $70,000 a month on himself and $70,000 a month on his wife in content creation. We don't have $70,000 for Angela and $70,000 for me for content creation. We don't have it. I don't think normal people do. And I know Alex Hormozy didn't in the beginning. but you do have 1 to 2 hours per day, even in the evenings, to be able to implement this process. And his process is exactly what I outlined right here. These different steps. This is very, very doable if you just replace Netflix time in the evenings, if you're working full time, with something like this. And I know a lot of people say I'm building different aspects of my business. Well, you really have two decisions that you have to make. Are you willing to spend the money on advertising to get people to you in order to build up your accounts? Or are you willing to spend an hour to 2 hours a day implementing this system that I'm more than happy to share with you if you and it gives you the prompts to use on Bimoto to be able to make each of these things work. So I encourage you to reach out to me if you don't have it. If it's of interest to you, make sure you get access, and let's help you start to really dominate your niche. But you're going to have to be dedicated to it or spend a lot of money on advertising to get people to you. So it looks like, what other questions? Look on, go to our webinar jam. Looks on the mastermind. Any other questions from you guys on the mastermind on Zoom that I forgot to share my screen with you for the first 15 minutes of the presentation? Okay. Thanks for being on. Reach out to me. If you watch this later on YouTube and you want the document, send me a DM and I'll send it on to you. Thanks for being on, guys. Make sure you send in those questions each week, and we'll make sure that you get access to it. Thanks for being on. Talk to you soon.